I feel like it's a war between us, our pockets, and subscription-based platforms like GetResponse. And no shade on GetResponse, not much anyway, because they have served me well over the years. But I noticed on this platform and on similar platforms, you cannot just go and download all of your emails. I highly doubt in 2026 that this is such a hard capability. But in this video, I'm going to first give you some tips on what you can do, what you should have done, but you can do, moving forward. And I will also give you some tips on getting your emails out of here the best way I know how. I'll also advise you, if you know how to do it better than what I'm telling you in this video, please feel free to comment below, even if you're adding a link to another video. That way you can help serve people who may be struggling with this stuff. But I will say, before I dive into how I would do things, organize it and everything like that, because currently I want to cancel the subscription of GetResponse at a certain date. I want to get things just out of there, because once I lose access, I lose access. So the first thing I would do if I had to do it all over again, and luckily I did it not knowing that this would have been an issue, was I would definitely put my email on all of the email lists that I am sending to. So if I have 100 different email lists that I'm actually sending to, even the autoresponders, you put your email on that and you'll have it stored away. So I would definitely do that. I would say writing your emails on something like a Google Doc and organizing your emails in an email folder first, and getting in the habit of writing there. I've done a lot of that over the years, writing there and then pulling it over to GetResponse. That is a good habit too. So you don't have to depend on pulling this stuff down. Now, if you do use your email as a way to save your emails, like your Gmail, or if you use Google Docs, you also want to consider any storage things there. It's going to be storage struggles everywhere you go, right? So you can run out of room in your Gmail. You can run out of room in your Google Docs, and then you'll be having to pay for space. So you want to consider all of that. And ultimately, it comes down to downloading things and putting it on something like an external hard drive. I would say 2 to 3 for stuff that you want to keep. You want to have 2 to 3 copies. But it could also mean just paying subscriptions for storage, because that is the way the world is going. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you can do inside of GetResponse if you just want to grab your stuff. I did do another video before, and I'm going to show you that process. And I mean, it's tedious, right? So there's a couple processes you can go through. Once you go through your storage here, like your newsletters, you can click on the 3 dots and it'll show you the preview. And if I do the file print, for some reason it's not working on here. So if I go here and I do, where's the print? If I do print, for some reason today it's not working. I'm like, why isn't it working? I thought maybe GetResponse was stopping me from doing it. I don't know. Maybe they know I'm about to cancel. But if I right click and I hit print here, so you right click on the page and then hit print. Where is it? There you go. Then it went away again. Hold on. That's so weird, because I tried it on another page and it worked. That is so weird. I actually use my keyboard shortcut. Now, I don't know why it's not working, but I use my keyboard shortcut, command and print, and it came up. You notice that it has multiple pages. All you do is hit save and it'll save it as a PDF. But again, if you have 3,000 emails, then it's going to suck for you any way you look at it right here. I did message GetResponse for an alternative. They don't have one. So that's one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is, I think could be a lot quicker. You could run into issues if you have a ton of emails. So you want to start this early before you need the deadline to be done, before you need all of this to be done. So the other option is you can hover over this and then send a text message. Now, I've been with GetResponse for a long time, and I noticed years before today that some people that came in, they were not able to use an email like a Gmail because of different reasons. But I feel like you should be able to use it for test purposes, and they weren't. So if you have a personal email in there, you can definitely set that up. Hopefully you do. Or if you have a professional email that you don't mind saving this stuff into, but I think it gets expensive on the professional emails once your inbox gets full. But that's an option. I don't like that they aren't letting people save their Gmail inside of GetResponse anymore. I wish it would be something like you can't send from it, but at least you can test it. But if you're old school like me, or if they ended up changing it, you put a Gmail in there and then you just send a message and you keep going down the line, sending messages. I do advise not to send too many in one day, or if you keep going and sending emails, and when they say you do 100 whole page in one day, I suspect, I can't say for sure, but I suspect that you're going to run into the issue. I think I got some food in my lips. Sorry guys. Run into the issue of Gmail or whoever stopping your emails from coming through, because they're probably like, why does this person keep sending an email? Sometimes that kind of happens. So you want to make sure if you do send 100 emails that you are tracking it, and you have 100 emails in your inbox. So let me go to my search results here. So I'm on 2,300 emails that I have that I tested over the years or I sent it to myself over the years because I am on my list. Now, the only downfall is that if I ever wanted to shift through stuff, it's kind of a mess, right? But at least I have them. If I wanted some project to go through, look for certain emails or save certain emails in certain places. But ultimately, that's 2,300 emails minus probably 1,000 or two that I actually sent to myself over the years through tests and autoresponders. But so they're there for you to go through and shift through at your leisure or whenever you have time, because that's a pain. And what you can also do is you can just search, which is fine, but you can also label them. So I like to use a label. So you can create a label, and when you're ready to go to those emails, you can go to them, right? But I suggest just take the best of the best if you're stuck with a whole bunch of emails. For instance, if I go up to the top of my newsletter and I hit the, let's see, sent on, boom, 2020, that'll sort it, but it also sort the unique open rate. And you can, well, depending on how many you're sending to, you can get the best of your emails with the best open rates, right? You can probably do the test on that. That'll be more worth your time versus stuff that had the lower open rates. All right. See, something like, I don't even know if that was a real email because the 0% is crazy. But anyway, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can sort and then save just the best of the best. You can also go by the click rates because I believe that's really important too. Go by the numbers of emails you sent and go by your best click rates that you have, and then save it. So that will be an option. I'm going to show you what I'm doing for my autoresponders to group them all in one area so that I can actually get to them later. And if I want to pull them over to my new autoresponder, I'll at least have them to review and pull them over. I will say a lot of mine probably won't get pulled over, but this is just something I can do in order to get my stuff off of here so I can cancel it. So I want to go to autoresponders. It's very similar to the other process as well. And then I want to start from the top. So I want to uncheck everything. I already did this. So I'm going to jump to the other one. I don't think I have an autoresponder for this. Let's see. I don't even know why I have that. So this one, I have autoresponders here. And so instead of me shifting through it and trying to figure out inside of the platform, all I'm going to do is go here and I'm going to test it. So I'm going to send myself 1, 2, 3, 4 emails just by going here and send test message. All right, so I'm on my last one that I'm sending to my Gmail. I'm going to hit send test message. Then I'm going to jump right over to my Gmail, and I have those 3 messages. All right, so I have these 3 messages here, that 4 messages that I just sent. And then I'm going to create a label. I already create a parent label, which is email autoresponders. And so I'm going to create a new one. And then I'm going to call this, I'm going to name it the same or similar. I'll know what it is. And then I'm going to nestle it under here, email autoresponders. You see, I already have one at 3K per month formula that I already did. And then I'm gonna hit create. And now when I'm ready to go shift through those autoresponders, all I have to do is go to my labels under email autoresponders, and then I'll have it nestled under here, right? So all I have to do is click on this, and then I have all of my autoresponders there. And then that one is done. And then I'll just go ahead to the next one, apply it, and then keep going down the line. So that's really simple. I don't have a real good answer as to how to download this stuff, but ultimately I would tell you that it takes preparation, planning beforehand, and then you go down and save everything, do your work. And then when time comes to move your stuff over, you don't go through as much hassle as you would trying to pull your stuff off. I believe it's by design that some of these top autoresponder companies do not have a way to download these autoresponders. So hopefully this helped you if you are looking for what I believe is a low cost autoresponder. We actually just launched one inside of the system that I'm using. Is very clean, simple. I still advise you to save all of your autoresponders and your newsletters somewhere else outside of the system. I will be requesting a feature for us to have a downloadable, if it's possible, downloadable feature to download our newsletters and things like that. But ultimately, it's a pay as you go. So with plans like GetResponse and Aweber, I went months without sending emails every day. And so whether I use those credits or not, you still have to pay that monthly subscription. And with this one, you don't pay it until you're ready. So I pay $15 for 15,000 sends. So with 500 people on my list, that gives me the ability to send 1 email a day for 30 days for the whole month. And if I don't use those credits a year from now, I'll still have those credits. So if you want access to that system, I do not have a direct sales letter to the autoresponder, but you have to own one of the products. So you can just check out the sales page that I'll leave for you below, and you can decide whether you want to dive into one of those products. It's a very in-depth system telling you about our products. And so just opt into the turnkey system. It'll show you 3 of the subscription-based products we have, and you can choose whether or not one of those will be fit for you. And then if It only makes sense for you to like the product that you're buying since it's a monthly product. But if you like a product, you find a product, you buy a product that you want to use, you'll also be able to tap into that autoresponder. But hopefully this helped you in some way, and I will see you on the top.